$250 to $500 monthly checks for a low income and fixed income, plus a one-time or $2,000 cumulative check for the same group of people. I have all the details for you in this video. Let's get into it right now. We need a one-time check in amount of the $2,000, $1,400, something along these lines. A one-time check to help us get catch up with all of our bills right now. We also need an ongoing payment anywhere between I saw that range from about $250 to $500. Now again, some people said ongoing of the $1,000. Some people said $600, $400, something like this. Now again, it's ranged a little bit, but I'm just saying truly that $2,000 because here's the justification that so many of you were saying, so many of you were coming on saying, hey, we are so back up right now. We are so back up with our bill with everything going on. We need to grind up front just to get us catch up and back to even then we need to ongoing of the $250, $300, $400, $500, $600, $1,000. A one-time check is going to be great, but at the same time it's not going to help at all. It is simply going to help us dig out a hole a little bit, bring us maybe back to even, and then all of a sudden, if we don't get ongoing payments, we are going to be right back in the same position that we are in now. Let's get big old stimulus check, and that's of course that we want. But realistically, when I saw a lot of you saying words, what I really need right now is just a few $100 more a month. Help me with my ongoing expenses. Again, the rent is wide. But it's where many of you were saying that my expenses on ongoing monthly basis have gone up a lot each month, and I need a couple $100. It's worse than like $1,000 a month, but it wasn't the $3,000. But the vast majority of you only need a couple $100 more per month, which is very interesting because this is exactly consistent with the conversation. But as I mentioned, I think this will give us some more leverages and a little bit better focus on what we actually need to do to work as far as when it comes to Congress and what we really want to petition them for when it comes to this net check or payment or ongoing payment. Now, let me read this over because I ran some number on this. I'm going to be using the Chi-Tech credit payment as a basic to kind of run some numbers of the assembly because we know that the Congress have ability to do that. In fact, they did it the second half of 2021. They sent out those ongoing payments every single month to between the 36 to 38 million families and households. Now here's what the thing is. Remember, this between the $250 and $100 payments for the Chi-Tech credit payment. Again, I'm using this as an example because we have an actual evidence right here because Congress approved this last year. So that's why I'm referring to this now again. A lot of you here in the community don't receive the Chi-Tech credit payment. Now here's the thing. Those payments went out to between the 36 and 38 million families every single month. This is family and households. But what we didn't tell you is that's gone up to actually 66 million kids. So every month they were sending out $16 billion. We're going out the door every month from the Treasury from IRS. Going out to these beneficiaries, right? 66 billion kids. Therefore, it was $16 billion. Let's run the numbers on this to better understand how many people here in the community. The low income, the fixed income, Social Security retirement, SSDI survivors, SSI VA beneficiaries, seniors, elderly people with disabilities, that would be getting this payment that we are talking about here in this video. How much money we need on an ongoing basis, how much money is going to translate into on the monthly basis as far as what they could need to send out the door, all these things like this. So again, I just want to make it very clear. It has not been approved yet. I just want to make sure that we are on the same page with this. Let's just say that there's only 50 million people right here. With this extra ongoing payment and one-time check, let's just say it's the 50 million people. It could be 55, it can be 45. Let's just say it's the 50 million. The Irish knows numbers because they are the ones who have all information. But anyway, the point is 50 million people multiplied by the $2,000. Check would be the $100 billion. It's not that hard to swing. Honestly, they spend $100 billion in nothing to them, right? They blend an eye and spend $100 billion. It's simply nothing for the government. $100 billion. But here's what we come out to. So $2,000 on-time payment for 50 billion people could be $100 billion. Not a big deal. But here, what is comes out to. If we take these numbers out and look at the same 50 million people population that may need this ongoing check at the rate $250 per month, for 50 million people comes out a $12.5 billion every single month. Remember, the tax credit payment, that's worth $16 billion every single month. So we are that $3.5 billion less every single month. $3.5 billion less every single month than what the tax credit payment were actually allowing for last year, right? So what if we turned it up to $300 a month as an ongoing monthly payment? That's it. $15 billion every single month. We are undercutting the tax credit payment by even $1 billion every single month. So my point behind all of this is Congress can easily swim in this. They approved at $16 billion to go out the month or out the door every single month last year as ongoing monthly payment for about, like I said, 36 to 38 billion households. So why couldn't they simply do that again this year, ongoing for seniors, the elderly, and people with disability? You kind of get what I'm saying here. They can easily get this done, and they already done it. So why could it be just a big deal? The low-income family with kids could be taken care of with this ongoing monthly payment. And check it out. How cool could it be to know that seniors, elder, and people with disability also receiving the fixed income who could be also falling under the category of the lower income could also be taken care of with the ongoing monthly check. We seriously, how cool could it be to be living in that country right there, where we can understand the younger people in our population, and they are taken care of no problem. The elder people, people with disabilities, seniors, elderly, we also taken care of. And what about the people in the middle, who are maybe middle-aged, working out there and making nice salary or income? Honestly, who cares? They are totally fine if they don't need ongoing monthly payment, right? And we are talking about this many times before. That people that are out there working, taking down 100 grand a year or 150 grand a year, they don't need monthly ongoing payment. Seriously, we have talked about this so many times, and we are seeing the numbers, and we are seeing the statistics, and we were seeing the report. Middle income people or the higher income people, and they don't need anything, right? We will talk about it, so it's not a big deal.